Hey there guys, we're going to be diving into the world of Pirates of the Caribbean and we're going to be talking about a potential update as to where the franchise could be going next. We've got this fantastic article here which comes to us from the World of Real and it talks about potential shoot date for the next installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and discusses a little bit about Johnny Depp, whether he's coming back or not coming back. So we'll dive in, break down the details and see what's going on. But to start off with, instead of going in straight into the article, I just want to dive into this with you guys and show you some of the statistics around the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. So if we head over here to the numbers and we have a look at the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and the box office breakdown, this just shows you how much damn money this franchise makes. So the first Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, $654 million. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, made over $1 billion. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, $960 million. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, over $1 billion. And then the latest installment, which is probably the worst one, Dead Men Tell No Tales, that made nearly $800 million. So overall, this franchise with 5 films has made $4.5 billion. This franchise is an absolute cash cow, and I'm quite surprised they haven't made a movie since 2017 with how much money this generates. But again, with all the controversy surrounding Johnny Depp, they've probably put the franchise on the shelf for the meantime while they figure out what to do in his absence. But yeah, $4.5 billion for 5 films, that's absolutely incredible, for this franchise. So also, if we go over to Johnny Depp here, let's have a look at his IMDB page. So, in the last couple of years, Johnny Depp has done Sea of Dawn, Adventures Game in 2022. In 2023, he only did one project called Jean du Barry. And then he did one project in 2024 called Johnny Puff, where he voiced a puffin in an animated movie. So in the last couple of years, he's really not done anything. He hasn't made his proper comeback in Hollywood yet. He's got one upcoming movie in development called The Carnival at End of Days. So he hasn't been doing much and he hasn't got a lot on his docket either. So, is he going to be able to make a comeback after all the controversy? That's still a big question that's up in the air. But I would love to see him come back and be Johnny Depp. Not be Johnny Depp. Be Captain Jack Sparrow. He is already Johnny Depp. But you guys know what I mean. But anyway, with that down, I just wanted to look at some of those statistics to show you the kind of juggernaut that franchise is. So let's break down the details on an upcoming, installment of Pirates of the Caribbean. So just an update on a production grid that was sent over to me last night. It reads, Untitled Pirates of the Caribbean movie and has a late 2025 production being eyed. So if they're going into production in late 2025, then I don't expect to see this movie in the cinemas until at least 2027 in my estimate. That would be my best educated guess. It could potentially be late 2026, but I very, very highly doubt that. They would have to rush it into production and rush it out. But 2027 is most likely where we're going to see this movie if it does go into production in late 2025. So, in St. Vincent, no word yet for the cast of the film, but I wouldn't expect Johnny Depp to return as Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? With all the controversy, whether you agree or disagree, or, you're on his side or Amber Heard's side, whatever you may feel about it, having studios putting Johnny Depp into their movies is a massive risk with all the baggage, the circus, the controversy, everything surrounding him. Whether you agree or disagree that he was in the wrong, whatever your thoughts are, as a movie executive, you can kind of understand why people are hesitant to put him in movies. But, Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp, man, that's going to be a difficult sell to the audience. So earlier in the year, Pirates producer Jerry Bruckheimer confirmed that the franchise will have more than one reboot. Bruckheimer told EW, quote, "It's 2 different movies. We hope to get them both made. And I think Disney agrees that we really want to make the Margot Robbie one too." So what's being rumoured is that one film is a reboot with an entirely new cast, and the other will be a female-centric film with connections to the previous movies, and Margot Robbie starring in the lead role. So that's quite interesting. They're doing 2 separate movies. I don't know why they would do that. So one is going to be an entirely new cast and basically, doing its own thing. And then another one is basically going to be in the same universe, the same continuity with Margot Robbie in the starring lead role. And it's going to be a female-centric film with connections to the previous movies. So why would you do a completely new reboot with an all-new cast and then on the side do a movie that's connected to the previous ones that's all female centric. It's kind of, it feels like you're competing against yourself, having two vastly different kind of movies here. What is going on? Why is one keeping continuity and the other isn't? Why is one female centric and the other isn't? It's kind of, it feels like they're kind of throwing a bit of spaghetti at the wall and trying to see what sticks here. But yeah, when it comes to a female-centric Pirates of the Caribbean, you can see with that's going to come the connotations of it being woke. It has to be all-female. Whether you're right or wrong to feel that way because it's all-female cast, all-female-centric kind of Pirates of the Caribbean, you know it's going to get a lot of stick on social media. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, but you know that a lot of people are going to kind of, you know, sound the alarm bells around a female-centric anything in this day and age. All that kind of social media circus that goes on around that kind of stuff. One of those two projects, most likely let me say that again. One of those two projects is most likely the one originally written by The Last of Us creator Craig Mazin and the original Pirates scribe Ted Elliott, and later rewritten by Jeff Nathanson, The Young Woman in the Sea. Here, Bruckheimer confirming Nathanson's involvement. Quote, I think Jeff Nathanson has cracked it. He's got an amazing third act. We just got to clean up the first and second, and then we'll get there. But he wrote a great third act. So, did we need Pirates reboots? Of course not. Depp's absence is only adding to the unnecessary nature of these upcoming films. Depps' Jack Sparrow was the best, and at times the only reason to watch the previous installments. Ooh. That kind of makes me pause for a moment. If they took Johnny Depp out of those, if you took Johnny Depp out of those previous Pirates movies, would they still be worth watching? I think absolutely they would still be worth watching, because ultimately if Johnny Depp wasn't cast as Captain Jack Sparrow, we would have had another actor come in and be Captain Jack Sparrow, and we wouldn't have known any different. So I think the films still would have been successful. They still would have been great, but it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, I think I would have enjoyed them because I love the Pirates movies. I think they're really fun. Action, adventure, big popcorn movies, you know, all these crazy creatures and the kind of mythos built around the pirate empires. I think it's all fascinating. And without Johnny Depp there, yeah, it would be disappointing. But I still think there's enough adventure, action, mythos, grandeur. I think there's enough interesting tidbits there to still have a great franchise without Johnny Depp. I know that's probably heresy to say for a lot of people. And of course, I would prefer him to be there. I would. Of course, any fan of the franchise would ultimately want Johnny Depp to be there. And I'm exactly the same, so don't get me wrong. But if he wasn't there, I would still enjoy the franchise. Not as much, because I still think there's a lot of stuff we can do with this franchise, even though he's not there. But ultimately, I would prefer if he was. So I just want to kind of get my thoughts out there, guys. I'm not saying that I don't want him there or that it would still be as good without him. It wouldn't be as good, but I'd still be interested in seeing it. So, the Pirates franchise has been dead to many fans, especially after the last release of 2017's Dead Men Tell No Tales. As far as I'm concerned, the only good one was the 2003 original. I completely disagree with that. The one with Davy Jones is my favourite. The guy who played Davy Jones did a fantastic job. The CGI was incredible. The action was great. I really enjoyed the mythos and the kind of the world building around Davy Jones. I thought he was a really compelling villain in the franchise. However, money talks and reboots being greenlit occur on a near weekly basis in Hollywood. Yeah, I mean, if executives smell money on the table, of course they're going to do reboots, reboots, rebrandings, retellings of, IPs and franchises. That's what it's all about. Ultimately, Hollywood is there to make money, and if there's money left on the table, if you have a juggernaut franchise like this, going back over and reiterating this, $4.5 billion from 5 films, of course you're going to continue this franchise. Whether Depp is there or not, as an executive, you're going to be looking at this number thinking, absolutely, we have to continue with this franchise. It generates money like a cash cow. But then, without Johnny Depp, would the box office of the next outing, of the next installment, would it have a massive significant drop in the box office because he's not there? That's the thing that we'd have to wait and see. I'm really not sure how that would pan out. Would it be a massive drop? Would it only be a small drop? We just don't know. We'd have to wait and see. But it'll be an interesting time to be a Pirates fan and to see what a movie without Johnny Depp will do with the box office and see how it will affect things ultimately. So guys, I kind of throw it off to you. It looks like we're getting a production start date of late 2025, potentially being in theaters 2027 if I had to guess. And it looks like Johnny Depp may not be coming back if this article is correct about this information. So I throw it off to you. What do you think about this? Are you interested in seeing more Pirates films if they don't have Johnny Depp? And do you ultimately think him not coming back is going to hurt this franchise? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.